and welcome back to the channel. The Premier League is back. That means we have some elite games coming up. It looks like it's going to be a battle between two teams. Pep against Arteta again. The game is coming up. Well, we're recording ahead of time, but the big game will be coming up this weekend when this releases. So we just thought that it would be a good idea to kind of come up with a combined 11 for both teams. Okay, so City versus Arsenal, combined 11. Now, the criteria, you don't really have to think about injuries or anything like that. So 100% fit, who goes into your team, okay? So just based off of the player traits, who do you think is the best player in position, blah, 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 etc., etc. Before we get started, I want to hear just a quick summary, what you guys think will happen. What do you think the score will be? I'll let Matt start off since he is our guest for this episode. Matt, what do you think is going to happen?
Thank you. I still think City's the top team. I think we're right there, but I'm feeling a 1-0 City or something like that. Low scoring game. No Odegaard hurts for sure. I feel like we're just missing that big creative piece there. I think Trossard did a job on the weekend, but ultimately City's just still a different beast right now. So I think they'll end up with a 1-0 win or something like that.
Farham, what do you think?
If I have to be realistic, I'm okay. I'm gonna go with 1-1 just to kind of give myself a little leeway with Arsenal, but it's kind of tough, man. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking 2-1 maybe or something like that because like the way they're running with the form that they're on is kind of scary. But I'm gonna go with a 1-1. I could see them, holding out a draw. Like we're gonna try to go for the win, probably like park the bus, do similarly what we did with Tottenham. But I'm sure that they'll get one past us probably. So I can't be too confident that we'll keep a clean sheet there. Yeah.
And then Aris, what do you think?
So if I'm trying to be a little bit more realistic. Don't get me wrong; those are valid takes. I was thinking about 2-1 City. Ideally, what I do want to see is like a 2-2 draw. I feel like that would be a lot more fun, and it would kind of like open up to the second game later on in the season. But I'm gonna go with 2-1 City. I think Haaland's gonna get one.
Damn.
Who else do I see?
You think Haaland's scoring? They locked them up last time, bro.
I know, but I feel like this is a different game. So I feel Haaland's definitely gonna be scoring this time.
Are they playing in London or in Manchester? I forget.
Manchester. So yeah.
I'm gonna have to go. I think I'll go with a 2-1 as well for City. I do think they're still favorites this year. And yeah, this is basically it. It's City at the end of the day. The only thing is, if you guys lose this game, it could be very, 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 very detrimental to the race because I don't even know how many points City is dropping throughout the whole campaign. So
yeah, that Brighton draw for us was shocking. So again, big win last weekend, but you can't go 4 back of City this early.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, without further ado, let's kickstart with our combined 11. First position. Goalkeeper, I had Ederson, me personally. Eris, who did you have in net?
I also had Ederson. The reason is no disrespect to David Raya or anything like that. It's just Ederson's like in a league of his own right now. I know he's not the greatest goalkeeper to ever play in the Prem or anything like that, but when you look at him and his distribution especially, like it's like having an extra midfielder out there. That man has 4 career assists in the Prem. His shot stopping ability is still decent. It's not like he's just passing the ball from the back. I don't know. I just really like him as a keeper, and I think I would take him over David Raya.
Originally, I had Raya in there, but I had to be realistic, and I'm gonna put Ederson. My God, like what we're trying to do with Raya, I feel like is like try to emulate what Ederson is doing. And I mean, in terms of form, he hasn't been on level with Raya. I think Raya's been in really good form since last season, and even into this season too, having 3 clean sheets. But I think a lot of that has to do with the defense too. I think in terms of like actual just like being able to put on the ball, he had that like crazy assist in the last game too, and like that. Yeah, literally what we're trying to do with Raya is what Ederson already is. So I can't put Raya over Ederson yet.
Matt.
Yeah, and I'm aligned with all of you on that one.
Okay.
I love Raya. He's a big upgrade on Ramsdale, in my opinion. Commands the box really well, good with the ball. Ederson's been doing it for multiple years, though. Again, like you all said, his distribution's amazing. So I think, again, just for how long he's been doing it, he's kind of the standard right now.
Yeah. No, I agree. Ederson, bro, like that brother can pass, can save, can assist. That brother can do it all at this point. A little bit of drop off form wise, but still, literally what Parham said. Ederson is what you guys want to do with Raya. So I agree with that. I'm just curious, do you guys think that like Raya is like an elite goalkeeper? If you guys are like aiming for, I don't know, domination in the EPL, your first UCL win as well, do you think that he's that caliber of a goalkeeper, or do you think that eventually you could find someone who is better than him to upgrade?
I
I'll
think
let you go,
skillfully
Paul.
he's pretty good. I mean, he is a
Okay.
6 foot goalkeeper, so he kind of like lacks in that capacity in terms of like just doesn't have like the physical stature to make as many saves as like a taller goalkeeper. But he's been pulling off some crazy saves like against Aston Villa, and like this season specifically, I've just been like, okay, like he's putting in great performances even during these clean sheets. It's not just like based off the defense. So I think he could get there, but you're right. Like I mean, with the way that the game's evolving, like I feel like there's going to be more goalkeepers that are just playing on their feet. And we're trying to get Joan Garcia, and like there's going to be a lot of other Spanish goalkeepers that I feel like are like going down that route too. So it's possible, but for now he's pretty solid. So yeah, I'm okay with him.
Fair.
Yeah, I think he's right there. I think again, there's probably a tier above him. You got Allison, Ederson, Courtois. I'm sure there's a few others. Oblak, I would say. I know he's fallen off a bit, but still solid. But I think Raya, very solid for what we need. Again, would be hard to upgrade on him. I think it would have to be like a top elite keeper, like one of those guys.
Alrighty. Next position. Left back. Parham, who'd you have at left back?
Gvardiol. I'm going with Gvardiol.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we're pretty lacking Arsenal in the left back department. Like I know we're kind of switching between people. Calafiori just hasn't really gotten a chance to like prove himself yet. But yeah, Gvardiol's world class, so I'll put him there.
Okay. Matt, who'd you have?
Yeah, I had Gvardiol as well. I do want to say Timber again. I know he's only played about 4 games for us, but even against that Spurs team on Sunday, it felt like a new like $75 million signing there. Like he was unbelievably going forward as well as defensively, which is I think we kind of lacked in the last few years. Again, really early on with him. So Gvardiol has done it a couple years now. I think he's got to be the pick.
Aris?
Yeah, I had the same one, but I want to preface this by saying that I absolutely hate every single left back option for both teams, because the natural left backs, no offense, they all
CBs.
suck,
Yeah.
and then all the other ones are CBs. So there's not a natural like good left back, and that's the only reason I would pick Gvardiol is because he's shown in that role, even though he is a CB naturally. But like, who's at Arsenal? Like Zinchenko, for example.
Zinchenko,
No
Tierney.
offense,
No?
I don't. Yeah, like I don't think any of them are great. And as you said, Calafiori, we don't have enough to like base off of. Yes, we have seen his performances with Italy and Bologna, but again, we're talking about different leagues here, so we can't just base performances in the past. It has to be Gvardiol, unfortunately.
I had Gvardiol as well, our Balkan brother. Yeah, bro. I honestly love Guardiola, but like if he was to play in his like actual natural spot, CB, he's top 5 for me in the world. I rate him extremely highly. I love him. Both teams are running like 4 CBs, bro, and it's getting kind of annoying to be honest. Like I just like I understand it's a chess game, like Pep Arteta, blah blah blah, but I just bring me some classic like right back, left backs, just bombing up and down. That's just what I love to see. But Gvardiol is the best option out of the left backs that they have, I guess. Okay, so far we're unanimous for both spots. Now, let's go. Okay, so how about we do our CB duos, okay? So give me both your CBs that you guys have. So
yeah, sounds good. So I think Saliba, probably I'm hoping will be unanimous on the right-hand side there.
Okay.
I think, again, he's probably top 3 in the world in that position, in my opinion. Just so good on the ball, so good physically and defensively as well. Like he just, even if you get around him, he's catching up to you, which, doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
The left-hand side, I feel like a bit more of a debate. I've gone Ruben Diaz, though.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. Okay.
I think he's world class. Again, he's you don't see him feature as much recently, but again, he just physically amazing, defensively so solid. And the difference between him for me, between like let's say a Gabriel, is he's a lot less air prone and a little more level headed. I find Gabriel sometimes gets caught up in the emotion of the game there.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm a little concerned when he gets on the ball. I'd rather have Saliba on it or one of the fullbacks. So that's why I've gone Diaz there.
Fair. All right. Eris, CB partnership.
I had the exact same partnership, and as you guys can see, I'm wearing my favorite Arsenal jersey.
Good man,
because
good man.
that's all of Arsenal's history comes from French players. But Saliba is an easy choice. Like that's a no-brainer. I agree with you. I feel like prime, this man is probably top 3 right now in the world for CB. He's absolutely class. And then Ruben Diaz, it's as you said, it's not necessarily of kind of what he's doing now because he is getting sometimes like less game time than he would. But if we do remember back to his first season in City, that absolute class. And even still like going for, like in the seasons afterwards, he still has played a critical role. Not in the sense of like that first season where he was just a man. He was like, it was like that Van Dijk season for Liverpool, for example, where it was like unplayable. But he's still class in that position. It's not like he's had like a crazy fall off where it's like, oh my god, what happened from being one of the best defenders in the world to think he's still absolute class. So I think that partnership would work really well together in a combined 11.
For him.
I'm going with Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. You know, the duo, the Arsenal duo. I mean, I understand where you guys are coming from, like based off of like all time potentially. Yeah, you could say Ruben Diaz, but I think based on form and just currently, I think Gabriel is doing bits right now. And you know, like Diaz, obviously we know what he can do. He kind of had that own goal, like I think it was a game or two ago. Yeah, like 2 games ago. And he's just kind of finding his footing. I don't know. When it comes to like our defensive partnership, I don't think anybody is touching us right now currently. Just like the way that they're set up, it's really solid. So yeah, I'm going with Gabriel, and you know he got that goal against Spurs, so maybe you know I'm a little high off that. So
I originally had a different duo. Saliba is unanimous, all right, so we'll just slot him in there. The other one that I had, the thing is, now I kind of want to switch him up depending on what we say about the right back position, because the player that I have can play both CB and right back. I have Timber in there. So mine was Saliba and Timber. I really, 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 really love Timber, bro. Like when they got him, I was saying like this guy's better than Licha or whatever, and I was getting trolled by certain mans in our group. Obviously, we know who. But funnily enough, like I'm pretty sure Timber was the first option for Ten Hag. He just decided not to leave Ajax that year. And then you guys eventually got the better player for cheaper. So how about this? We'll put Saliba in there for now. I'm curious to see who you guys have at right back first before we decide that. Because if majority of us have Timber, for example, at right back, let's say, then he would go there. And obviously I would have to switch up my pick for someone else, okay? So right back, who did you guys have? Eris, who would you have right back?
But this is just straight nostalgia factor. There,
Walker?
It's Kyle Walker, bro. Like I said, if you remember from our Chelsea City combined 11, I said, I don't see any other right back pocketing Mbappe in the world, right?
Yep.
Outside of Walker. I know he's older. I know it's not the same guy, but I feel like he still has that pace. He still has that like the defensive IQ that it just makes him the natural choice at right back. I get it. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for it, but it is what it is. Like, I'm sticking with it.
All right, Parham, who'd you have right back?
I feel you with Kyle Walker. I feel like Kyle Walker got team of the tournament in Euros, so like I think that was mostly nostalgia factor. I don't know how like warranted that was, but he's still solid. I put Timber though, the right back. I mean, I know he's not playing right back that much. Like he's mostly left back. He's naturally right-footed, so like if I had to make my ideal 11, it would probably be Timber in there. Yeah, he's class. I don't know. He's just like Ben White. I like him. He's solid. There's just something about like his composure that I get a little bit nervous about. I just feel like he's just decision making can be kind of off. He kind of like missed that one pass during the game or something like that. So I just feel like sometimes the game can get to his head. But Timber seems just cool, composed, like comfortable with the ball, technically great. For a defender, that's solid. So yeah.
And I kind of want to add, he's also versatile because he could, like you guys said, he can play center back, right back, left back. He can also play as a CDM. Which is like he's so versatile. Again, for me, Walker's just that whole nostalgia factor and kind of what he's done throughout his career. But Timber's a valid shout. I don't want it to seem like it's a like I didn't think about it. It's just
I already know Matt has White in there, bro.
Oh god,
who's your right back?
Although I took him in fantasy, I don't have him there. I have Timber as well.
Okay,
nice.
I think you asked me at the beginning of the season. I'm probably saying Walker, but the way Timbers play again, I know it's only a few weeks in, but like we all just talked about, he's so good on the ball, very solid defensively, quick, but also physically strong. And I think gives you a little more going forward, whether, you want to invert on that side. So I think that mixed in with the rest of the back line really complements each other well. But again, Walker, you asked me a month ago, I'm probably picking Kyle Walker because unbelievable career, one of the best right backs in the Prem and has been for a while. It was tight, but I just slotted in Timber there.
Okay. I originally had Kyle Walker just because I won't lie, I don't want 4 CBs in my back line, bro. Like I just wanted a pure fullback in there. So like Kyle Walker, he's still decent. He's not like complete garbage. Yeah. Still has the pace, bro, at his age or whatever. So I had him originally, but 3 of us technically have Timber in our combined 11. So I assume then we just put Timber as our right back. And then we go back to our CB partnership. I basically have to pick between Diaz and Gabriel. I will probably go with Ruben Diaz. Gabriel, the thing with him is, as you guys mentioned, he has a couple of errors in him. Don't get me wrong, Diaz has it as well, but just Diaz, ever since he came over to the Prem, he's been very solid, a good leader for City as well. Overall, I would probably give it to Ruben Diaz, but not by a lot. Like, I think it's pretty neck and neck as of right now with the improvement that Gabriel has done recently. So that is our back line. So back line, we have Ederson, Gvardiol, Ruben Diaz, Saliba, and Timber. Okay? Now, this is going to be the most interesting part, actually. We are going to go into our midfield. Do you guys just want to do midfield trios? Like everyone just says their trio and then get on with it? I assume we're running a 4-3-3, right? All of us have that?
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So give me your trio, Matt. I'll let you start off with your midfield trio.
Sounds good. I mean, CDM, I think that's pretty obvious with the Rodri pick.
Okay.
Best in the world by a mile.
Okay.
Actually, by a mile might be a bit of an exaggeration, but clearly the number one.
Uh-huh.
You saw what he does with City over the last few years, the treble season. Even when he doesn't play, they lose games. As soon as he plays, he went on that crazy win streak, rather.
Yeah.
We saw at the Euros with Spain, getting Ballon d'Or shouts, which completely deserves. So I think he's kind of the six you'd ought to play in there. It's tough because both teams, I mean, especially City, have unbelievable midfields. So many options to pick from. I kind of did it a little differently. So I put Rice beside him in the 8. I think this year with Partey dropping deeper, he's been really good at the role. Even last year when he was playing there, I think in the Prem he had 7 goals, 8 assists, something like that. So since he's joined us and kind of gotten more upfield there, he's been able to produce. Between him and Rodri kind of playing behind him, or if you want to play them beside each other, they just cover so much ground, and I can't imagine trying to come up against that. You're just so solid defensively when the attackers can really just kind of focus on doing their thing. And then finally, I have to give it to De Bruyne again. One of probably the best attacking mid in the world for a while now. So consistent. Every time he touches the ball, no matter where he is, can make something happen. So yeah. I don't think there's anyone comparable to him. So I think he's the number one for sure there.
I'll let the Arsenal mans finish. Let's hear your trio and then.
Originally, I had it exactly like Matt, but then you mentioned discarding injuries and stuff, so I had to fit in Odegaard there. But I was gonna say Rodri at the 6, and then I feel like it was between Odegaard and Rice. I really think that depends on what you're looking for, to be honest. But Odegaard, if he's fit, I rate him. I think he would do bits up front, and he's a great pressing player. He can play defense. He's just got that leadership, which I like. So I'm not concerned with him when it comes to defense. Obviously if I want a Rice to just be able to just give you a little bit of reinforcement, then I'd do that there, and he can nicely too. But Odegaard, De Bruyne, Rodri is my pick, so that's what I'm doing there.
Harris.
I might get a little hate on this. I got a full 3 City mans.
Wow.
I got Rodri at CDM. I got Bernardo Silva, and I got KDB.
Wow, that is this.
I don't hate it. Bernardo was right there for me.
Bernardo's been so bad.
It was between Bernardo and Odegaard. I'm going to be very honest with you guys. It's not like I overlooked Odegaard in some weird way.
Damn, I think mans are forgetting. Anyways, continue. I think mans are forgetting someone.
I don't like Foden. I'm on record as saying that, so I will never have him in any 11. I can't stand that man. I think he's overrated. He won that. Gent and I were having this conversation. The reason when he won PFA Player of the Year last year is because Haaland didn't have the greatest year by his standards, and De Bruyne was kind of injured for a bunch of the season. So it's kind of like a third place consolation trophy. I don't care. City fans can come for me and whatever.
Not a lot of them, but.
I mean, the 4 or 5 of them, they can come for me. Jasper.
That's crazy, bro. That's ironic.
But and also I don't understand this whole Rice shout. I think Rice, the amount of money you guys paid for Declan Rice is ridiculous to me. And this, I'm gonna get hate for this too. He is a more agile Harry Maguire in midfield.
That's wild.
No, that's wild.
That's crazy, bro.
That's
have him.
I'm clipping that. That's gonna be one of our reels, bro. I can't.
I'm okay with that. Listen, to have him in the same combo as Rodri is crazy to me. It's not like he's a horrible midfielder. He's good, but he's not Rodri levels. To have him in that same
part,
combo
I agree with. But the Maguire thing is crazy. But that part, I agree with.
I said what I said, and I'm sticking by it. All I'm saying is, because I know how we said Rodri's the best CDM in the world right now. That is true. If Conte was still playing in the Premier League, that would be for a debate, and those two would be going head to head. But there's no other competition, so now it's just going to Rice is like the competition, in my opinion.
This guy had to bring out a fucking France player for no reason because he's wearing the jersey, bro. What does Conte have to do with anything, bro?
Like,
That brother's chilling in Saudi right now, bro. Let him be.
Riding his bike.
Smile on his face. He's so cute, bro. Anyways, so this is gonna be interesting because originally I thought you two Arsenal mans would have Declan in there, and I'm pretty sure that me and Eris would have a different midfield. So I thought Declan would be there because majority rules. However, it looks like we are in a bit of a pickle right now because my trio is actually Rodri. It's a clean sweep city for me. Rodri, KDB, and Gundogan.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
I knew it.
Fair.
Yeah. I have Gundogan in there. Was thinking about Foden. I think he's a great player, but his best position for me is in like a cam role, kind of. So he doesn't get in there ahead of KDB. So unfortunately for him, he's off that. And then it was between Gundo and Bernardo for me. Gundogan, bro, if he's 100% fit, like I said, like that brother was class as well. I know we're not taking that much into consideration last season, but for Barcelona, he was probably our best player. Most big chances created in Europe in top 5 leagues, I'm pretty sure. Big chances. So it's a proven midfield as well, bro. You know, like
for sure. When he was with City, he was doing that like that last season there.
That's what you know what I mean? Like he won them the league that last game against Villa, right? With 2 goals. So
there was that goal in the FA Cup final too.
Yeah, the FA Cup against United.
So I'm sorry, like Declan is a good player. I do think he's a little bit overrated because I do think that Rodri, like I don't think he's near with Rodri, if I'm being honest. Harry Maguire levels, no. Like I said, he's better than that. But yeah, so Gundogan 100%, bro. Like he's so complete. He's like, take this into consideration. You guys got Declan. They wanted to get Declan to replace Gundogan, basically, right? And obviously he chose you guys. But like that's what I'm saying. So for me, it was Gundogan, bro. I think he's actually one of the most underrated midfielders in the last decade or so. So that's the interesting part. So Rodri and KDB are in there because majority. Now we each have a different CM in there. So I don't know how we're gonna. So I had Gundogan, Bernardo, Declan, and Odegaard. Right? Yeah. Those are the 4. Bro. Anyone? I'll open up the floor. Anyone persuaded to change theirs to someone else's as of right now, or not really?
Not Bernardo Silva. Hell no. I feel like that's just disrespect, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, bro. He's good. No, he's all-time good, but he's not been very good like this year. I don't know. He's just kind of like not really been around this year. Other than, did he score anything? I don't know if he.
It's been 4 games though. Like
I know that. I know it's been 4 games.
Like if it was the middle of the season and we were doing this, fair enough. And like it was the same case, I'd be like, yeah, Bernardo didn't get a shout.
Wait,
like,
but
he comes through.
This isn't even strategic, bro, because one of the Arsenal mans would just change their answer to another Arsenal man, probably.
But I wouldn't put Declan in there either. I feel like he's just kind of had a bad run of form like lately. And I would prefer Odegaard in there still over Rice, but I would probably I would say Gundogan or Odegaard.
That's fine. I'm okay with switching to either Gundo or Odegaard. Like I said, initially I was thinking between Bernardo and Odegaard. I'm okay with it being Gundo. I'm okay with it being Odegaard. Those are valid shouts. I'm not okay with it being Rice, but everything else is fine. So I'm okay to switch to either if we want to like make a unanimous, majority.
Sure.
You don't rate Rice at all, bro. It's because he's a model nowadays, eh? You see that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
No, it's just the amount of money y'all paid for him, bro. It's ridiculous to me. Like you can't
English
be paying
tax,
that
yo.
I know. That's what irritates me. Like if he went for, let's say 60, 65 mil, I'd have no issue with him. 0 issue. I'd be like, yeah, that's a great steal. You guys did amazing. Like I'll be happy for it. But like, I don't know, man. But yeah, I'm okay to switch. Like, Parham, if you want me to do Odegaard, I'll come to that side. If you want me to do Gundo, I'll come to that.
I'm honestly torn. Let's hear what Matt has to say. I'm kind of curious on that.
My answer's not helpful because I was going to say the same thing. Probably between Gundo and Odegaard for me. If I had to pick like a second choice of like who'd I'd switch to.
Yeah. Think about balance though as well, eh? Think about balance.
Yeah, like realistically having Gundogan and Odegaard in the same thing. Probably unprecedented, so I'm fine going Gundogan.
Okay.
Right, so Gundo then?
Gundogan.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's
that makes sense for balance, because if we have 2 cams, and that's a lot. It'd be a lot of work for that back line and the Rodri.
Alrighty, so clean sweep in midfield. So Rodri, Gundogan, and KDB. What do we have so far? So how many Arsenal man? So we have Arsenal. We have Timber, Saliba.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's right.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll show love coming up.
Yeah. Alrighty. let's continue with right wing. I feel like right wing we can just breeze past it. Saka.
Yeah.
Saka.
Yes, sir.
Saka.
Saka. All right.
But
fair.
like even like if
yeah.
you're just looking at the first 4 games of the season, 1 goal, 4 assists in the first 4 games, that's amazing at right wing. So again, we're not factoring in the previous seasons where he's had great seasons. Last year, what was it, like 16 goals the year before that, 14 in the Prem. So like again, a class winger. And it pains me to say this because when Saka and Emil Smith Rowe were coming up together for Arsenal, I was backing Emil Smith Rowe, and I completely fumbled that. I mean, obviously he's at Fulham now on loan. He's doing his thing, but like I completely fumbled because I backed the wrong horse there. So
yeah, that's good for him as well.
Yeah.
Definitely Saka. Like I don't think there's a debate there.
Not much to be said. That brother's like top 3 right wingers in the world. So you can debate he's first, second, third. Like so. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, not much to add about Saka, bro. Like it's crazy that he started off as a left back originally, right? And then now he's just one of the best right wingers in the world. So
yeah, I'm surprised I didn't hear any left back shouts today for Saka. But
nah, bro. If we had Southgate on the pod, maybe because he just slotted him there. But yeah, right wing Saka, pretty
Makes
simple.
Sense. Yeah.
Let's get striker out of the way because that's pretty simple as well. I feel like Erling Haaland. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anyone have a
clean sweep there?
Kai Havertz or anything in there?
Hell no. Haaland
not even close.
Yeah, Haaland is gonna.
Haaland over everybody.
He's not beating anybody. Yeah, Haaland is beating everybody else. Like there's nobody.
If this was an all-time XI, because initially I was like, oh, is it going to be an all-time XI or a current XI? If it was an all-time XI, I'd be saying Henry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And or Aguero, obviously.
Haaland can even be like top 5 like strikers all time or whatever as well. If you're going through it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you look at it, like in the Prem, 72 goals in 70 games. He's got over a goal a game in the Prem, and over 2 seasons now. It's about to be the 3rd season. That's crazy.
Yeah,
how many hat-tricks now? 9? Is it 9 hat-tricks? Like 9, I swear the most is 12, right? With Aguero.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro. Oh my God.
Yeah. He's going to be breaking every record possible, bro, in the EPL if he stays for like 5 years or something like that.
Give him another 4 or 5 seasons.
Yeah.
Untouchable.
Those records.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see that though. I can't lie. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Shearer has it right now, right?
Yeah, Shearer has it.
I don't know. That guy just cheeses me, bro. That fucking bald head. I don't know why. Like,
honestly, I want to see it just because it would piss off United fans. Seeing a City man top scorer in the Premier League history. I think that'd be great.
Those brothers are already depressed, bro.
It's okay. I want them.
I want them.
They deserve it.
Didn't Oli want him for like 8 mil or something like that when he was in charge? I think.
Yeah. He was talking about that.
That's crazy, bro. That's absolutely insane. They could have had Haaland,
bro. History could have been completely different right there.
Now you never know with the way that they are with talents. He probably would have fumbled with them. I can't lie, but
man.
They just ruin everyone.
That brother would
Ten Hag would have had like a fight with him for some dumb reason, like, oh, your hair's getting too long.
Out to the media. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, Haaland, pretty simple. Left wing. Now this is going to be a little bit interesting. Okay, so Eris, you want to start off with who you have in left wing?
Well, I had the most complicated decision here, so that's going to be tough. But okay, so this is where I'm going to say I'm going to show some love to Arsenal because I had 2 choices. There's a couple choices, but the 2 that I was leaning towards, and they're not like, it's not Sterling, I promise you that. It was between Trossard, because I really rate him and I really like him, especially as like a super, so that man's amazing. And Martinelli. But Martinelli is once again the nostalgia factor from 2 seasons ago when he had that crazy season. What was it, like 15 goals, 5 assists, going crazy. Him and Saka like on both wings. That was an insane season.
That was a great season.
So I'm torn between the 2. I went with Martinelli just because I was like, I rate him. He's younger. He's got more time. I feel like he'd be a nice fit into that team. So I chose him. I didn't want to put anyone from City. Like I know we've said like Foden can play on the wings. I didn't want to put him. Doku on the wings. I felt like showing some love to Arsenal. So Martinelli.
Parham?
Much love. I put Foden. Trossard. I really like, but yeah, he's really good as a super sub. Like if you were to start him, I just don't see the same impacts. Martinelli. Yeah, like I would put him in if it was like nostalgia factor, but like because of how he's just sort of fallen off recently, and I think his first game, I do feel like he's showing some potential, and hopefully he can build off of that. But Foden. I mean, player of the year. I know he had a pretty rough Euro tournament.
Playing left wing as well.
Yeah, I know.
Southgate system though.
Exactly. I'm gonna put it down to Southgate because there was a lot of plays. I don't even think Saka had a very good Euro run either. So like, But we have him here, and Foden, we know he's class. And in the Champions League, like last year, he was just crazy. Like some of those goals were insane.
Matt.
Yeah, I went Foden as well.
Oh wow, he's slipping into the XI, bro.
Exactly. So similar to Parham there. Trossard, love him, great player. I think he's more effective off the bench. He has started sometimes. You know, he gets a couple goal contributions here, but really shines off the bench there. If this was Martinelli of 2 seasons ago, I'm putting him in there. I love how direct he is. Again, that season, I think, like Paris said, he had 20 goals, goal contributions there. So getting some production out of him as well. The one thing that's really starting to frustrate me is final third around the box. It seems like he can't finish anymore.
Yeah.
Decision making's a little shocking. I just can't start him over Foden with the season he just put up. So that's why I kind of slid him in there.
Fair. For me, it was between 3 players: Martinelli, Foden, and savio.
I
Savio,
totally forgot about Savio.
Savio can play both wings.
Okay.
The reason that I didn't go with Foden is because, like, if we're going based off of pure talent, I think Foden is probably the most talented out of those 3 options. But I don't think he necessarily plays the best at left wing. So that's why I didn't have him there. And then Martinelli, I'm a big fan of him, regardless of the downgrade a little bit, like the last year or so. I still think he's still young, you know. So Savio for me was like kind of best of both worlds because, like, if we're looking at stocks right now, Savio is one of the best young prospects in Europe as of right now. He had a great season last year with Girona, was pivotal for them making UCL for the first time in their history. So I opted for him, but yeah, I can see Martinelli, I can see Foden there as well. So you guys, 2 of you have Foden, so it looks like Foden will be our left winger. Okay?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think...
And
Alright,
coach,
so-
I'm guessing we're just.
Oh yeah, let's do coach as well. Pep, Arteta, I'm going to go for Pep. I'm going to just keep it pretty simple.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for
It
Foden
has
as
to be
well.
Pep on.
Why'd you even bring up coaches, bro? Like, you just made them
Well,
depressed
he's
for
not-
no
he's
reason.
not
Yo,
to
I'm gonna
say
say
it,
Arteta
technically.
just for it, you know. Oh, come on now.
Back your manager. Why not?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yo, if Pep came into the Arsenal squad that Arteta had, I don't know if he'd be doing bits like that. But
What
You know,
are you
that's
doing right
fair.
now? Wait. Because I don't want to
No.
roast, but what have you guys been doing right
No,
now?
okay, listen, I understand we're second now, but look, if it wasn't for Mr. 115, like let's see what happens with that whole case that's going on. Because if that becomes a thing, then
These
like
fans
you
are
know.
still praying, bro, to get that.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, bro. Case of the
United,
century.
Liverpool, and Arsenal fans
People
joining
aren't
right
talking
now,
about
bro.
it. No, they're not talking about it.
They all
The media
want
doesn't
the
want to
title.
talk about it, but we're gonna talk about it. So yeah, no.
No,
If
fair enough.
if that's a whole thing, then then I'd pick Arteta. But yeah, Pep is class, of course.
I mean, I already know Parham thinks that they're winning the league. Matt, did you say City you think overall is still the team to beat? Or
I still think it's City. Again, I like some of the additions we had with Calafiori. I think Marino's going to be good once he kind of gets integrated there. I wasn't as obsessed with like some other Arsenal fans were with like, oh, we need a striker. I think Havertz can do a job. I like Jesus. Again, I know the classic, always a striker that can't finish, but I think what they both add in terms of build-up play and dropping deep and being able to link up with the wingers, the midfielders there is something that really we need in this team. They up there, Pep's there. They got depth everywhere, so they're still the team to beat in my opinion. But I think we're right there, so I wouldn't be surprised again if it goes down to the wire. But I think I'm still giving them the edge.
Question.
Yeah.
Winter transfer window. Arsenal go big and end up signing Gyökeres from Sporting. Do we back Arsenal to win the league?
I don't think they let him go during the winter though,
They
bro.
probably won't, but like in an ideal world, let's say perfect world,
if they get him,
the perfect like transfer Sporting agrees.
it's
and they get
hypothetical.
It'll be
How many-
expensive, that's for sure.
What are the points looking like in winter if they get him? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
guess,
thing.
we'd have to factor that in
True.
too.
Just for
Right.
argument's sake, like let's say it's level. Then
It's
you add
level,
it in.
and they get Gyökeres. I love that, brother. I can't lie. Oh,
Likewise.
He's
And then-
good, but I mean, he's
the
gonna
next-
have to integrate.
The next Ibra.
He's
I don't know
sick.
about that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
but
I
like
do
you'd have
rate
to
him.
integrate. I also feel like with Havertz, like that would cause a little bit of a rift. Like I don't know, because like I feel like Havertz is feeling nice in the 9 position right now, and then like he's also too good to be like benched, so it would cause a problem. But maybe next year that would be dope. But we also have like the Finnish squad. I think we have the only 22 players registered, which is like the thinnest in the entire league. And like given the injuries that we've had, it's been very concerning. So like I know I said number 1 when we did our Premier League predictions, but I'm a little concerned. I'm gonna still say number 1, back my team, but it's a little shaky.
Yeah. Fair.
I think not having a backup for Odegaard was a big miss. Smith Rowe would be perfect there right now. I know we had Vieira and loaned him out because he wasn't
And he's
doing
injured
much.
too. So it's just like, it's a problem.
Yeah, we'll see. But more confident this year than the years past. So we'll see how it shakes out.
Fair enough. Yeah. Alrighty. So our overall combined 11, current combined 11, Manchester City, Arsenal. In net, we have Ederson. Left back, we have Gvardiol. CB partnership, we have Ruben Dias and Saliba. And then right back, we have Timber. Our midfield is a Man City clean sweep. Rodri, Gundogan, and KDB. Right wing, we have Saka. Left wing, we have Foden. And striker, we have Erling Haaland. Is that, how many Arsenal mans is that? That's Saliba, Timber, Saka.
Saka. That's pretty much it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put Odegaard in.
Told you guys, we'll go Martinelli. We would have had 4 in there.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, so
fair
3 and then 8 City players. Ooh, that's heavy. I can't lie. I thought it would be a little bit more maybe like a 7-4, 6-5 type of thing, you know? But we're just going based off of if they're 100% fit. You never know what the season's going to be like, right? So like one of the players that we mentioned, they can have like a super great season. One of them can have like a stinker. So the combined 11 can change throughout the season, but it's going to be interesting to see how it holds up for the campaign and everything. There you guys have it. That is our combined 11. Manchester City versus Arsenal. It is going to be a very, very hopefully entertaining game. It's going to be a great clash between two teams that are favorites to win it. Hopefully it's not a snooze fest. Hopefully there are a ton of goals in it. Super interesting to see our combined 11. Pretty dominant City as of right now. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if we forgot anyone. Let us know what you guys think the result will be for the game. And from everyone from Footy Gents, Parham, Eris, Matt, me, all the boys, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.